Thanks for tuning in. In front of me there are three Seikos. The serial number or the model number is 5126, and the first two ones here, they are, I'll just get it in focus here. Nah. Difficult, yeah, okay. So other way around here, we've got the 5126 6010. So these two here on the left hand side, they're both 5126 6010, and this is a different model. This is the 5126 8120. So right, all of these watches are from 1969, so they have been produced, this 5126 series has been produced from 69 to I think 71 or 72. They are Japanese domestic market or JDM only watches, and they are branded, let's say these are Seiko 5 branded watches. You can see that at the 12 o'clock position in the on the dial. It says Seiko 5. At the time, or today, let's say today, Seiko 5 is a expression for, let's say, the lower priced Seiko models. But at the time when these watches were sold, they were actually let's say in the mid-range of models. At the time, Seiko also had a branding called Actus or Actus 5, I think, yeah, and that was the lower price range. So yeah, let's start with the watch on the left. I'll bring it in front of the camera and in focus. This watch has the recessed crown at the 4 o'clock position. It has an oops, a little bit hard now, I can't, rotating inner bezel, date complication at 3 o'clock. These are all, yeah, typical things for Seiko 5. Seiko 5, let's say vintage watches. This is a let's say silver color scheme. The first 15 seconds here on the inner bezel are also in silver. The rest is this kind of bluish, maybe a bit faded. So the indices are applied. They are loomed. The hands are silver hands, with the loom being a bit corroded on this model. On the 6 o'clock position on the dial, you can see it's the Seiko 5 Sports logo. The you can read it's 70 meters waterproof. So this is the so-called proof dial. If you ever hear people talking about the proof dial, that means waterproof. Seiko had to change that in the early 70s, I think 71, or to water resistant, because there was a legal case about waterproof, I think in the US, and they had to change it. And it says 23 joules, and it has a logo of the Daini plant here below. Right, okay, I wasn't able to rotate. Yeah, I can rotate the inner bezel, so I can show you this. It's a little bit stiff here, but with rotating the crown, I can rotate the inner bezel. The movement in here is an automatic winding movement, 5126. Or the number of the caliber is 5126. They are fairly rare because they only have been produced at during a few years. So coming to the next watch, which is an identical case, this cushion case, and this watch doesn't have a band, while this band is not original. No, it says Ricoh. So they used to come with a metal bracelet in so-called razor style bracelet. So, but this one doesn't have a band at all. So same case. I can't give you the exact dimensions. Yeah. So with an orange dial, very colorful and funky. There's the first 15 seconds on the dial are in black, with a white marker at 0, and the applied indices are black and white. So the white part is a lume. The hands have a black tip and are silver hands with lume on them. And then, yeah, essentially the same as the previous watch. This is also the Seiko 5 Sports 70 meters waterproof dial, so another proof dial. See if I can. Yes, this is much easier to rotate the inner bezel with the crown. So yeah, the case backs of both of these watches has the typical horseshoe design with the Seiko logo, serial number at the bottom and the model number at the top, and also saying waterproof. So clear indication this is let's say end of the 60s, very early 70s Seiko watch. As long as you can read waterproof, it's made around that time. Last watch. So coming back to the model number 5126 8120, also made in 1969. Similar case back as the other watches. Recessed crown here at 4 o'clock. The case is obviously a bit different. The cushion case, fairly, let's say, squarish cushion case. Dial, very similar to the previous dials with the Seiko 5 Sports logo. 70 meter waterproof, 23 jewels, and the Daini plant or the Daini factory logo on it. This is a blue dial, applied indices, and what we have here is the fairly chunky indices at the hour position with 3 dots in between, marking seconds, or the gaps in between mark the seconds. Right, get that into focus here. All right, interesting watches. JDM only, Japanese domestic market only. Yeah, this is all I want to show today. Thank you for watching, and if you like the video, please subscribe. Thank you again.